AIADMK to pay floral tributes to the statue of Dr. Ambedkar on the occasion of his 125th birth anniversary. National Human Rights Commission visits the Andhra shootout spot, urges an immediate CBI probe into the matter. Seven policemen killed, 12 injured in an accident encounter in Chhattisgarh's Sukma district. The news in detail. Describing the brutal, barbaric and inhuman mass encounter of 20 alleged smugglers belonging to Tamil Nadu, the Human Rights Commission has sought for an immediate CBI inquiry into the matter. A team of 30 members from the NHRC today visited the spot. On April 7th, the forest and police officials, especially the newly formed Red Sanders Anti-Smuggling Task Force of the government of Andhra Pradesh, had conducted combining operations near Srinivasa, Srivarimattu and Seshachalam Hills ranges and resorted to these inhuman killings. As many as 20 persons from Tamil Nadu were killed during the incident. The AIADMK General Secretary and the People's Chief, Ms. Jayalalitha, had said after the points raised by media and social activists, besides publishing of photographs, there are fears whether the action by the Andhra Pradesh police was correct. She further said that it was doubtful whether the authorities had used required power against the alleged smugglers, even if it was assumed that they were involved in illegal smuggling activity. Meanwhile, after looking into the petition filed by the NHRC at a Hyderabad court, the justices ordered to file a murder case against the Andhra police. Meanwhile, a team of 30 members from the NHRC today visited the spot. They observed that the incident involved a serious violation of human rights of individuals. 7 Jawans of the Special Task Force of Chhattisgarh Police were killed and 12 injured in an encounter with Naxals in Pedmal Forest in Chhattisgarh's Sukma district today. According to initial reports, the Jawans had gone to Dornapal area in Sukma district, bordering Andhra Pradesh, on a search operation when about 100 Naxals attacked them. The Jawans retaliated and the encounter went on for over 2 hours. Police sources say the casualty may rise. The police said that the injured Jawans are being airlifted in 2 choppers to Jagdalpur for better medical treatment. The Jawans who were killed sustained bullet injuries, the police said. 2 teams of Central Reserve Police Force have rushed to the encounter site for assisting the police squad and launching cordon and search operations, they said. 74 CRPF Jawans were killed in Sukma in a deadly attack in April 2010. In 2013, 25 people, including top Congress leaders of Chhattisgarh, were killed in a Naxal ambush in the state. The US, France and Israel expressed deep concern over the release of Zaki-ur-Rahman Lakhvi, the alleged mastermind behind the 2008 attack on 2 luxury hotels and a train station in India's western city of Mumbai. Lakhvi, who belonged to Lashkar-e-Taiba, was released yesterday from Adiala jail in Rawalpindi in northern Pakistan. The release came after a local court suspended his detention on Friday and ordered for his immediate release. Lakhvi, an alleged senior member of the militant group, was released after he spent 6 years in detention. The U.S. Department of State said in a daily briefing on Friday that it had discussed its concerns regarding Lakhvi's release with Pakistan and had asked the country to stick to its promise of prosecuting those behind the Mumbai attacks that killed 166 people, including 6 Americans. State Department spokesman Jeff Rathke said in a statement on Friday that they were gravely concerned about the release on bail of alleged Mumbai attack mastermind Zaki-ur-Rahman Lakhvi. He said they have communicated that concern to senior Pakistani officials over the course of many months and as recently as yesterday. Terrorist attacks are an assault on the collective safety and security of all countries. Ratke said he would not speculate about the repercussions of Lakhvi's release, but added that bringing the perpetrators of the Mumbai terrorist attacks to justice is a key priority. Daniel Carmen, Israel's ambassador to India, said that the release was a setback to international efforts against terrorism. France also reportedly expressed solidarity with India on the issue. 3 jawans of the Border Security Force were injured when smugglers from across the border fired at their patrol vehicle along the Indo-Pakistan border near the Atari Wagah crossing area. Officials said the incident occurred around 1 a.m. when troops of the 163rd Battalion of BSF were out on patrol on a Tata 407 vehicle near the Biki Wind Post, which is about 16 kilometers from the retreat ceremony area. Giving details of the firing incident, DIG RPS Jaswal said when BSF troops were getting off the truck for duty, Pakistani smugglers who were already hiding on the Indian side opened indiscriminate firing that left 3 jawans injured. BSF in retaliation also fired gunshots. The 3 injured BSF jawans were admitted to a government hospital where they were declared out of danger. 2 jawans received superficial injuries on their back, while the driver of the truck received severe bullet injury on the thigh. DIG Jaswal said the Pakistani smugglers used AK-47 rifles during the attack. Some Indian smugglers were also present at the spot, and BSF has launched a hunt to trace them, officials said. BSF would lodge a protest with Pakistani Rangers over the incident during a flag meeting on Saturday evening at the joint checkpost at Atari Wagah border. Floral tributes will be paid to the statue of Annal Dr. Ambedkar in Chennai on behalf of the AIADMK headed by the People's Chief, Ms. Jayalalitha, on the occasion of his 125th birth anniversary on the 14th of this month. A release from the AIADMK headquarters said that floral tributes will be paid to the statue of Annal Ambedkar, located on Arcot Road in Chennai at 10:30 a.m. on the 14th of this month by AIADMK Presidium Chairman E. Madhusudanan on behalf of the AIADMK. Those who would take part in the occasion include headquarters functionaries, ministers, MPs and MLAs, functionaries and secretaries from various wings of the party, including the MGR Mandram, Jaya Lalita Peravai, MGR Youth Wing, Women's Wing, Students Wing, Anna Thoris Sangam, Advocates Wing, Minorities Wing, Farmers Wing, Fishermen's Wing, Medical Wing, Literary Wing and Unorganized Drivers Wing. The United Nations is calling for an immediate humanitarian pause to allow more life-saving aid to be brought into Yemen by air and sea. Johan's UN humanitarian coordinator for Yemen said basic services are collapsing and people are facing a crisis of unprecedented proportions as airstrike and other armed actions have spread to 15 of the country's 22 governorates. The World Deliberative Body said millions of people are at risk of physical injury or death because of the fighting and the lack of basic services, including healthcare, safe water and food. The World Health Organization reports 648 people have been killed and 2,191 wounded. The WHO also warned of measles, meningitis and typhoid outbreaks. He said schools, health facilities, markets, power plants and other civilian infrastructure have been damaged and disrupted by the fighting. Both the International Committee of the Red Cross and the UN Children's Fund succeeded in bringing urgently needed medical and other supplies into Yemen on Friday. He, however, also told VOA he is calling for a humanitarian pause because the occasional flight or shipload of goods allowed into the country is not sufficient to address the overwhelming needs. Meanwhile, the UN Refugee Agency reports an increase in the number of people fleeing the war in Yemen. It said some 900 refugees have fled to Djibouti and to Somali's Puntland and Somaliland over the last 10 days. The vast majority are Somalis, followed by Yemenis and a small number of Ethiopian and Djiboutian nationals. The International Organization for Migration reports it has received requests from 38 governments to help repatriate 13,000 nationals. Hillary Rodham Clinton will launch her presidential campaign tomorrow. Sources familiar with her plans tell NPR the announcement will likely be low-key, a tweet or Facebook video. And then next week she will travel to Iowa. This will be Secretary Clinton's second bid for the presidency. But as NPR's national political correspondent Mara Liasson reports, this time she'll be competing in a completely different political environment. The Brooklyn headquarters will be the nerve center for a campaign that's expected to eventually cost as much as $2 billion and employ thousands of people. The last time she ran for president, Mrs. Clinton had a long and ultimately unsuccessful primary fight against a talented young newcomer, Barack Obama, who captured the public's desire for change and managed to paint her as the candidate of the past. To that end, her staff is planning a general election campaign disguised as a primary campaign, showcasing Clinton's empathy and policy chops in smaller, more intimate settings where she can interact with ordinary voters in Iowa, New Hampshire, and Nevada. Those are the first three primary states, but also important swing states in a general election. Her advisors say this is the way Clinton wanted to ramp up her campaign, with 4 to 5 weeks of small events. No big speeches are planned. And while she will embrace the historic nature of her candidacy, this time it will probably be some time before she returns to a full-throated assault on the glass ceiling, the way she did in a speech last month in Washington. The AIADMK organizational election commenced today in various districts of Tamil Nadu, as announced by the General Secretary of the AIADMK and the People's Chief, Ms. Jayalalitha. The party's organizational election is being held once every 5 years, as per the norms of the party. Ms. Jayalalitha has already announced that the election would be held in 16 phases. The election commenced on the 11th of December 2014 and is being held. Meanwhile, elections for the functionaries of the districts, cities, town panchayats and unions commenced in various districts today. The Tamil Nadu ministers and other functionaries visited the election venues and carried out inspection to ensure that the election process is carried out in a smooth manner. A meeting to discuss the functioning of the rural development and local administration departments was held in Chennai today. On the advice of the People's Chief, Ms. Jayalalitha, a discussion meeting of these departments were held in which rural development project directors and engineers took part and discussed various schemes. Discussions were held on several important schemes like TIE scheme, Greenhouses scheme and the Mahatma Gandhi Employment Guarantee Scheme. During the meeting, the concerned officials were advised to follow the planning guidance protocol and take speedy steps to complete the ongoing projects.